issues that became evident through the due diligence process. And as risk became associated with one asset for Hydro-Quebec, it compounded onto other assets. And I use an example, the Fort Lefort generating station. We always took a firm position that the decommissioning costs associated and the risks associated with that plant would be the responsibility of Hydro-Quebec, and we should not deviate from that in the discussions.
Andy Campbell?
Given the scope of what's gone over the last couple of months, is there thought internally or within the party that you can stay on as premier?
We were charged with the task of finding solutions. And we heard today, even in the legislature, that the status quo as it stands today is not an option. Am I disappointed today that Hydro-Quebec, or the province of Quebec, has determined that there's too much risk associated for them in this deal that they can't move forward? Definitely. Because this was such a good deal for the people of New Brunswick. Have we learned from this process? Definitely. I mean, the New Brunswickers want to be part of the process. There was many good individuals in this province who stood up and provided their ideas and solutions. And we're going to harness that carbon upon energy to move forward together. But changes have to be made. We've seen too many people today that are having to make some very difficult choices on what purchases they provide for their family versus paying the bills in their house. And energy costs today are one of the highest bills today for New Brunswick households. And we've been fortunate that we just came through a very mild winter. But if you look at the previous winter and see the costs that many homes were associated with in heating, we know that as a government and as a utility that we have to do better. And I think Gay Thomas will be the first to agree here today that the status quo as it stands today cannot continue. We have to change. And our government put forward a solution that provided enormous benefit and change. And it's unfortunate that Hydro-Quebec, in their due diligence, chose not to proceed.
So you don't have any thoughts of resigning?
We have accomplished a great deal for the people of New Brunswick in the past 3.5 years. When we came to office, we had a declining population base. We were falling behind in our test scores. We were lagging the country in employment growth numbers. We've been able to reverse that in 3.5 years. And I see so many positives out there today where our province really is performing above the national average on so many fronts. Our test scores are going up. Our kids are getting a better education because of the hard work of the people in the system. We reversed the population decline. The children tonight of your viewers are coming back home because there's opportunities that we're seasonally creating. So I'm looking forward to the next election campaign. I think very clearly our team has shown that we have the conviction to deal with some of these big issues, and we're going to continue to work hard on behalf of New Brunswickers to provide those solutions.
Greg?
Mr. Premier, I'm just wondering how much of this decision today is based on the negotiations with Hydro-Quebec, and how much was the public opposition factored in that?
All of it was based on the discussions today that we were having with Hydro-Quebec. We believed in this deal. We believed in the benefits that it was going to bring for every single citizen. We were going to be able to substantially lower the electricity costs for homeowners. We were going to be able to substantially lower the debt of NB Power, which future generation of New Brunswickers and ratepayers would not be responsible for. We were going to be able to maintain many high-paying jobs in the province of New Brunswick that were dependent on a competitive environment to work in. And we were going to be able to lessen our dependence on fossil fuels, create a cleaner, greener environment. So, we believed in what we were putting forward. We were also committed to engaging New Brunswickers in the discussion. That's why we came forward with the second memorandum of understanding. When New Brunswickers stood up very clearly and said, we want to maintain ownership of NB Power, we listened, and that's why we moved in that direction to address that concern. It is, as I said, extremely disappointing that after months of hard work that both parties took on the Hydro-Quebec side and the NB Power side, that the realization was made by Hydro-Quebec that the risks associated moving forward with this deal were just too great to be borne by that utility, and that's why the discussion is ended.
Charles and then Michelle.
Monsieur, la question est pour Monsieur Jardin. Les tarifs d'électricité vont augmenter de combien au 1er avril